This is an example of a reciprocal function. And a reciprocal function is usually an equation that's denoted by y is equal to k over x, where k is just a constant. And when graphed, it usually forms a hyperbola. To differentiate this function from first principles, we'll need to have a look at this function at 2 points, the point x and the point x plus h. And the formula for the derivative of this function is given by f dash x. Using the theory of limits, we say limit as h goes to 0, followed by the function at fx plus h and the function at x by h. And we use these to substitute the above functions fx and fx plus h. First we insert the first function, and now we're going to insert the second function, which is just 2 over x cubed. And all of this needs to be over the value h. And now you're aware of the fact that we cannot have h in the denominator because we're saying the limit as h reaches 0, and h cannot reach 0, otherwise our function wouldn't become undefined. So in rearranging this equation, let's have a look first of all at the top numerator. And our first concern would be to bring these two fractions together under the same denominator. But also please note the fact that there is a negative and a negative in here. So let's work that out. And I began by first of all tidying up the two negative signs so that it makes it easier. Now, in the next step, we're going to use what I call the butterfly method, but you may call it whatever you like. What I mean by that is that I multiply, first of all, this part together with the upper part, and then I will multiply minus 2 together with that denominator in the second fraction, and after that I multiply the denominators together. It gives me that resembles a butterfly. And so I've multiplied the first wing, and now I'll multiply the second wing, which is 2x plus h, or 3, and then I will multiply the two bits here that stays, x plus h cubed and x cubed. All this good, but did you notice now that our second problem is that we do have a h at the bottom? So I'll just put it in yellow. And you notice that we've got a numerator in here, a denominator in here, and then we have another number here, which is in the numerator. And where's the denominator? The denominator actually is 1 here, because any number, h or 2, any constant over 1. And where am I going with this? And let's go to your early years. If you had an a divided by b, and now you were going to divide it by h over 1, then what you're really going to be doing is writing it as a divided by b, and in the old-fashioned way you write divided by h over 1. And if you remember, that meant that what you're going to do is write a over b, and if you change the sign and you put multiplication, you'll also reverse the 1 and the h here. So as this leads us to the fact that we can rearrange this equation here, this function that we've just wrote, slightly differently. And we can write the h here now. That looks so much better. And so please note that this whole step can be omitted. It's there just to show you what's actually happening. And our next step is now to simplify the numerator. And please note, not the denominator, just the numerator. At this point, I'm looking at my polynomial over here, which is polynomial to the power of 3, and I need to expand it. And please remember the Pascal triangle when you're expanding the polynomial. this is going to be x cubed plus x squared h plus x h squared plus h cubed. Now there are coefficients over there, and these coefficients are going to be come out from the Pascal triangle 1, 3, 3, 1. Just remember the Pascal triangle looks like this: 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, and so on. Okay, and these coefficients over here relate to the polynomial to the third degree. So continue, I'll just expand this. And as I mentioned before, don't bother expanding this bit over here. But now we still have to continue with multiplying this by 2 every single term. And so it's easy to see that this, and I also find that h is a common constant, so I'll make sure to take it out as well. And so this h and this h can also disappear. And we have come to the end. We can now say that as h approaches 0, we have now a function which is 6x squared. The next term is 0 because there's a h, and this term is also 0 because there is a h. And that's all for the numerator. And we'll just write in the denominator, this h here is also 0, so we'll just put x to the power of 3 multiplied by x to the power of 3. That's all we're left. Now we do need to simplify this one more time, and we are left with a function that is 6 over x, and this we call a gradient function. This gradient function is able to determine the gradient at each value of x. And I hope that was useful to you. And please remember to subscribe and like it.